40 minutes after 8 now. If there's one thing that gets under your skin, it is likely to be finding a parking ticket slapped on your windscreen, especially when you reckon that you've done nothing wrong.
Yes, as we've been hearing, if you want to appeal against such a ticket, the process can be far from straightforward.
Well, lawyer Oliver Mishcon specialises in these cases, and he's here to tell us more. Good morning, Oliver.
Good morning.
A lot of people in our report earlier take the view that actually it's just easier to pay a fine when you get it. You don't go along with that?
Well, I think it's easy to conclude that it's less hassle, that you might get a lower fine if you pay it early, but that's partly because the motorist's rights and obligations are not being set out clearly in the documentation.
Now, what's the problem in the... you get a parking ticket, and then usually if you flip it over, it's got the details of what you can do to appeal. So where is this getting lost on us?
Well, if you appeal within a certain time, or if you pay, you're entitled to a 50% discount. But what people are being led to believe is that if you appeal, it's a gamble, even if it's within the 14-day period, and that if they lose the appeal, they'll have to pay the full price. And this is just not simply true. But can I just add this? It's very important that this is just another example of illegality and unfairness, and we have unfairness throughout the process. So you've got misleading lines and signs that are incorrect, you've got the documentation which is confusing, and then you've got an appeal tribunal which isn't truly independent. So that you can start to see why councils are losing the motorist trust.
Now, if you have got a ticket and you're thinking, right, I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to appeal, what are your chances of success?
Well, your chances are phenomenally good. So the last set of statistics that have been published officially say that only 1% of motorists appeal a parking ticket, but of that 1%, a staggering 70% are successful. And that's made up of councils that don't bother contesting them, councils that actually concede at the first stage, or an adjudicator that decides in favour of the motorist. But either way, you've got a very good chance, so stick up for yourself.
OK, Oliver, thank you very much for talking to us.
This is Breakfast from